Yeah, so I think, to kind of frame this conversation, we're going to talk about how a fitness coach ought to market themselves in 2025. And I think your perspective is super interesting because you've led really large teams under a larger organization. You've run your own stuff. You're now helping a lot of coaches kind of orientate their minds around building their own, I don't want to call it brands, but like getting themselves out there, right? Start to talk about how they should market themselves. And I think some of these conversations are going kind of counter to, or some of your advice is going counter to typical marketing advice, right? Or like how to build a social media account, right? So I just want to kind of riff back and forth and just talk about today, how do you think a coach should be marketing themselves in 2025? So I'm just going to toss that over to you and you kind of take that, however you want.
Yeah, it's a big question. There's so much to cover. And obviously you and I tossed around this idea before today to just think about it because you want to have like an angle and a perspective to share. And I always, because my brain goes a million miles a minute and I go deep on these things. And obviously I'm super passionate about it. So I'm obsessively learning and a student of the game as much as I'm executing in the game. And I think that's important just for anyone who wants to master their craft, right? We talk to coaches about this all the time. Like you're always aiming for mastery, but you're never quite going to get there.